Adam's first tattoo happened after his mom died. I'm not going to turn this into a long, sad story, just the real part. When you lose your mom, the love doesn't switch off, but your normal way of reaching her disappears. No calls, no voice, no "Mom, what should I do?" Your brain still tries to reach anyway because it learned for years that her presence meant comfort. So Adam chose something small and permanent, a short phrase she used to say, something that felt like her. For him, that tattoo wasn't a trend. It was a way to keep her close without having to fight his memory every day. He could look down and feel something solid instead of feeling like everything was fading. That's the first big reason tattoos pull people in: connection. Some people want to hold on to someone they lost or hold on to a moment that changed their life. The mind hates the feeling that important things are slipping away. Love is invisible. Memories are invisible. Grief is invisible. And when something is invisible, your brain can start to panic because it feels like it could disappear. A tattoo makes it visible. It gives your love a place to sit. It's not that the tattoo replaces the person, it's that the tattoo stops the bond from feeling like it's floating with nowhere to go. That's why you'll see people tattoo dates, names, handwriting, or symbols that only make sense to them. They're not doing it for strangers. They're doing it for the moment their brain starts to miss, and it needs something to touch. After Adam got that first tattoo, he noticed something else. His feelings felt less messy. Grief is not one emotion, it's a pile. It's sadness mixed with anger, mixed with guilt, mixed with numbness. When emotions are mixed like that, they feel heavier because your mind can't organize them. Your brain wants a clean story. It wants one clear sentence, not 1,000 thoughts. A tattoo forces a clean decision, one symbol, one meaning, one spot. That can turn a confusing storm into something simple to hold. That's why people say tattoos mean something. Sometimes the meaning isn't poetic. Sometimes it's just the brain trying to turn chaos into something clear. Now, shift away from grief and look at a different pressure. Control. A lot of people crave tattoos hardest when life makes them feel powerless. It could be a breakup, a betrayal, money stress, family stress, a job that drains them, a year where everything feels stuck. When life feels like it's happening to you, not with you, your brain looks for one thing you fully control. A tattoo is one of the few choices that feels completely owned. You choose it, you place it, you commit to it. Nobody can take that choice away once it's done. Even if the rest of your life feels shaky, the tattoo stays. That can be calming. It's like your mind saying, I can't control everything, but I can control this. This is why tattoos show up right after big emotional hits. People think it's random, but it's often the opposite. It's the brain trying to rebuild agency. If someone just got rejected, they might feel unwanted. If someone just got betrayed, they might feel foolish. If someone just lost their job, they might feel powerless. The tattoo becomes a way to choose something and prove to yourself, I still decide. That's not about art. That's about regaining your grip. This control need also explains new chapter tattoos. Most life changes don't come with a ceremony. Nobody throws a parade because you finally left a toxic relationship. Nobody claps because you survived a brutal year. Nobody gives you a medal for growing up emotionally. But your brain still needs a marker that separates before from after. Without that marker, life feels like one long blur and your change doesn't feel real. A tattoo can become that marker. It's a line in the sand that says, that version of me ended, this version started. People do this with haircuts and new clothes too, but tattoos hit harder because they're permanent. That permanence tells the brain, this is not a mood, this is real. Then there's identity. A lot of people get tattoos because they don't want to feel like a blank person. They want to feel defined. They want to know who they are. And in modern life, identity can feel slippery. People act different at work, with family, online, with friends. People adjust themselves all day. After a while, some people start feeling like they don't know who they are when no one is watching. Tattoos can feel like a way to lock in a self-story, a belief on your skin, a value, a symbol of what you stand for. It's not always to show off. It can be a reminder to yourself. On days you feel weak or lost, you look at it and remember what you promised yourself. That's why people tattoo things like courage, faith, family, discipline, loyalty, freedom, or "I survived." Those aren't just words, they're identity anchors. They stop you from drifting. They give the brain something stable to lean on when your emotions change. It's like saying, feelings change, but this part of me stays. Confidence is another reason that people act like it's shallow, but it's real. Some people don't feel at home in their body. They feel plain. They feel invisible. They feel like their outside doesn't match who they are inside. Tattoos can change that because they make the body feel intentional. You stop feeling like you're just being looked at. You feel like you're presenting something you chose. Even if nobody compliments you, you can look in the mirror and feel more like yourself, and that matters. Humans want to recognize themselves. If someone spends years feeling disconnected from their own image, tattoos can feel like a bridge back to the body. There's also a simple truth. Some people love art. They love style. They love design. They want their body to look like something they created, not something random. That's not deep trauma. That's taste. But even taste has psychology. People like to feel unique. People like to feel expressive. People like to feel that their outside reflects their personality. Tattoos can feel like permanent style instead of temporary fashion. Now, scars. This one is huge, and people rarely talk about it the right way. Some people tattoo over scars, surgery lines, burns, stretch marks, or old injuries. On the surface, they'll say, "I just wanted it to look better." But deeper than that, scars can feel like life wrote on your body without permission. A scar can carry a memory you didn't choose to keep seeing. Even if nobody else notices, you notice. And every time you notice, the old feeling shows up again. Tattooing over it changes what your eyes land on first. It doesn't erase what happened, but it changes the headline. Instead of "this happened to me," it becomes "this is what I chose." That shift from forced to chosen can change how a person feels in their own skin. Belonging is another powerful piece. Humans copy what feels normal and rewarded around them. If tattoos are common in your circle, tattoos become a shared language. Friends have them, family has them, the whole community has them. The meaning changes. It stops feeling like a big, shocking decision and starts feeling like a normal part of life. And when something becomes normal, it becomes easier to repeat. People also bond through tattoos, matching tattoos with siblings, friends, partners. That's not always romantic. It's tribal. It's we share something permanent. The brain loves shared symbols because they reduce loneliness and create closeness. Now, the extreme version of tattoos is gang life, and this is where tattoos are not mainly personal. They are functional. In a high-threat world, reputation isn't a social bonus, it's protection. Trust is rare. Words are cheap. So groups rely on proof that someone is really in. A tattoo works because it's costly. It's visible, painful, permanent, and hard to undo. That cost is the point. It makes loyalty look believable. If you can't easily remove the mark, you can't easily switch sides. And in that environment, being seen as loyal and predictable can keep you alive. Gang tattoos also remove uncertainty. In normal life, you can be unsure and still be safe. In violent ecosystems, being half in looks like being unpredictable, and unpredictable people get treated like threats. Tattoos lock the role. They make the identity clear to the group and clear to rivals. They also make it harder to pretend you're not connected, which again is the point. They are a visible statement that says, "I'm not floating, I'm attached." And intimidation is often defensive, not decorative. In peaceful life, looking scary is pointless. In dangerous life, looking harmless invites testing. People probe for weakness. They challenge you just to see what you'll tolerate. Tattoos can act like social armor because they can reduce how often someone gets challenged. The logic is blunt. If you look harder to mess with, some people pick someone else. So when someone says they love tattoos, the real question is what the tattoos are doing for them. Are they keeping someone close? Are they making life feel more organized? Are they taking back control? Are they marking a new chapter? Are they locking in identity? Are they building confidence? Are they rewriting scars? Are they creating belonging? Are they creating protection? Because the tattoo is often less about the design and more about the pressure behind it. Which one was it for you? Drop it in the comments.